Hello everybody and welcome to Let's Play Ace of Spades. This is a very famous first-person shooter game that is known from its newer version on Steam now, but is commonly compared to Minecraft as a FPS Minecraft with guns. I'm going to go over a couple of the mechanics with you and some strategy for the old Ace of Spades, in my opinion the better Ace of Spades, which I will be playing. I have no intentions of buying the new one, but if I get it for some reason or another, I wouldn't be complaining. Anyway, let's get down to business. So I want to go over for you a little bit of strategy things that were on the old Ace of Spades wiki before it was completely renovated for the new Ace of Spades, which I think was a mistake, but anyway, let's go over it. First of all, there are the general mechanics of the game. You can build, like in Minecraft, see? Build. You can take stuff down. But you also have guns. As you can see, guns kill people. That is not a good thing if you are on the receiving end. However, we will be dealing as much as possible during this Let's Play. So let's go over to controls really quickly first. WAS and the controls are the controls that will let you move. Having your mouse moving it around will aim your gun. Right-clicking will aim down sight. Right-clicking again will go back to normal. You can use 1, 2, 3, and 4 to select things. You can also use your scroll wheel. And I think we'll go through the different tools we have at our disposal. Number 1, your shovel. Your shovel is used to dig things up. You click once with your left click and it goes into a damage state. Click again and it disappears. The blocks are then put into the little thing at the bottom right. I can't point at it right now, but the little counter at the bottom right. It goes up every time I dig a block. You can carry a maximum of 50. I don't have 50 because I've been building things to show you. Second of all is the block itself. Left clicking places blocks. Right clicking may only look like it places blocks, but then you can drag. When you let go, all the blocks will be placed. Now let's say you've placed all these blocks, but you want to dig them all up faster. One of the things you can do is right click with your spade, and instead of tapping, you will dig. What this does is it digs 4 blocks at once. I believe it's 4. 3 or 4 blocks at once, and then you get them. You don't get them in your inventory, but it's an easy way to build a bigger passageway, and it allows you to work faster as well. Next is your gun. The gun is used to kill people. The little red dot is what you're aiming down, and there are 3 different types of guns. I'll be going over them all later. And lastly, you have the grenade. Grenade is what it sounds like. It's a little thing, you pull the pin, you throw it, and then things die. Right clicking doesn't do anything for the grenade. You left click and you hold, you'll pull it back, let go, and it'll fly off and explode. The longer you hold it back, it does cook the grenade, but it also allows for greater throwing distance as in most FPSs. Let's get on to a few of the mechanic things. First of all, you'll see these 3 blocks are shown to represent height. You are exactly 3 blocks high. Why don't I see the top? Because this is eye level. So that's your height relative to anything that I show you later. Staying with height, here is a wall. Because we are in combat, the first thing we do is get shot. Not even getting shot. Pressing R reloads while I'm on it. Here's an easy wall that will keep you safe. As I said before, you're 3 blocks high, so standing behind 3 blocks keeps you alive. However, you can shoot out of the 2 block high holes, which gives you offensive as well as defensive capabilities. Also, if you're trying to you can sprint by it if you want to, trying to make yourself a harder target, or you can crouch using the left control key if you want to be extra safe. Now obviously this is only 1 block thick, so if someone comes up and they're like, oh, I'm gonna break in, there's not much you can do. If you want to make it thicker, you can do that, but it's really your choice, and and most of the time you don't need it to be thicker because this is for fighting away from a longer range. Next step. An easy thing to do, which a lot of people overlook, is you have to walk around places, and there's sometimes places that you'll be going to very often. Say you have a fort or a place you're trying to defend. You want to create safe passageways. An easy way to do that is to dig down one and then build up one. That way you've got a little bit of a safer passageway. This way it'll be harder to shoot you because people only be able to see your head. You can crouch you again, as I said. If you want to, you can even put up crenellations, like I said before. Now, you have a passageway that also acts as a defensive and offensive wall. So, you're fighting at your wall, you're getting shot at, you realize things are getting bad, you run down your passageway, you realize things are just not going your way, then you sprint using your left shift key into your fort. This is a really basic fort I threw together really quickly, but it gives you the general idea. An easy way to design a fort is have one entrance facing your home base. In fact, I'll get to a bit more strategy later in that, but you want to have little windows 3 high, just like in the crenellations. That way you can crouch and also hide behind in the corners, but you can also shoot out of them. And if things get desperate, you can always block them up or take them out. Next, a ceiling is very important. Why? Because the easiest way to die is with one of the grenades we used earlier. It can be thrown into your base and you're like, oh no, I'm gonna run out. Boom. You're dead. It's too late. Anyway, let's get back to in this base. You can easily shoot at the 4 sides. If you want to, you can do something fancy, like dig this out, and then fill this in, and then you'll have kind of a corner side, which is more open, but also more versatile, and then that's how you could fight. One thing which I like to do on my bases, depending on how I have it set up, is here, since I'd be in the middle of combat, I only have one entrance, so they can only enter in one way and I can take them on. But if it was a strictly defensive base and I knew I would only be fighting from one direction from, I'd dig out the back side. Why would you do that, you say? Can't you be shot from there? Yes, that's actually the point. Because you can be shot from here, the enemy will be less likely to take and use the space, while it still maintains every bit of usefulness to you. That way you can continue to fight against the enemy and not let them use your buildings and things for themselves. Let's get back over here for another quick demonstration. Next, there are stairs. This looks like an obvious set of stairs. This may not look like so, but we'll get to that later. Stairs can be used. One thing Ace of Spades that you should know is gravity cannot be defied, unlike in Minecraft. So you have your little 2 high thing. You think I'm going to dig it out in order to make a bridge or a staircase, but no. Everything has to be connected to the ground. So this stair, you automatically walk up 1 block without even jumping. So you just hold forward and keep walking. That makes this stair really easy. It's fairly easy to put up, and then it works decent. Now, what could be a disadvantage of this? It moves out a long ways, so if you're trying to get up really quickly but still be able to reuse it, because you don't want to just make a hole where that's unreusable and unreliable and easy to take down, you want to build something like this. And then you can walk up, you can walk back down. It's very useful. But then, you want to be careful, because one thing guns can do as well as shovels is they can take out blocks. 1 shot to weaken, 2nd shot to take out. There goes the support structure. Now, your little stairway is weakened. If there's anybody on it, they could be getting nervous right now. And then, next thing you know, there's a guy sneaking up behind you, and everybody on there dies. That we want to avoid, so you want to build very frequent support structures that will keep you alive. This is another kind of stairway, because, as I said, you automatically walk up 1, you can jump up 2. So there, I just walked very high in a very short amount of time. Well, I get that high on this stairs could take you out here. This one, it's all right here. You just keep going up, and it's still reusable. It's also, in some cases, very much quicker to build, but again, without support structures, you're dead. Alright, one last thing I want to go over while I'm still up here is over here, tunnels. Let's go look at the tunnel, you say. It's right here. You may say, oh, I didn't see that, or you may say, that was obvious, I completely saw that the whole time. Well, if you're the second person, stop lying to yourself. I'll explain to you quickly how to make a good tunnel. This is a tunnel. A lot of people use tunnels to get around the map because you will be completely invisible unless you are known where the entrance to the tunnel is. And then from the back side here, you can't see the entrance. That's because the blocks cover completely from that angle where you can get in. Why do I have a green block? That's to signify it to my own team members that we have a tunnel so that they don't miss it. But you don't want it to be seen from the other side. So what you do is you take your block and then you build around it. That looks out of color though. What you do is you press the E key while aimed at a block, and then your block color changes to that same block color. Now it fits in, everybody's happy, nobody can tell that there's a tunnel here. Tunnels can be made in several different ways. The simplest form is to just dig like that. I'll just show you here. Just go off in one direction, start digging, and that way you get a nice tunnel that you can sprint in still, you can run in, you can walk in, you can do anything in. Other times, people like to make only 2 high tunnels. These are faster to make, but you have to move a lot slower. Note that it's not only you who has to move slower, but also your enemies, so this can be a double-edged sword. And then, you can also do tunnels by right-holding on your mouse key, and you get this nice kind of tunnel, 3 high tunnel. You aim in the middle one, and then you can walk along like that, just kind of aiming. But some people may find it more useful to dig like that, so that they can replace or in other things, and you can also get the blocks, whereas you don't. So, I'm going to be right back. I want to show you a couple more things, but I'm going to have to move around a bit before I can get to that. So, see ya.